Here in these cars sit patient parents waiting to pick up their children from Ashley Elementary School. They park staggered in 2 lanes, leaving the 3rd outside lane for passing. Children line up in designated areas, and when their ride arrives, teachers escort them to the car. Within 10 to 15 minutes, most everyone is gone. While the system may give you doubts at first, teachers and parents alike say it works.
You pick up your child and you try to exit to the outside lane, and everyone's pretty cooperative with that, and it has a good flow. It actually works pretty effectively.
In fact, these pickup procedures, drafted by a team of city engineers and school administrators and first piloted at Ashley Elementary, are now the model for all new FISD elementary schools.
It's very organized. It's great. You know, kindergarten and 1st grade, and then the last lane is for the kids, the older kids, that they have to go all the way down so we don't have to wait.
But even the principal admits it didn't start out this smooth. The initial half-hour departure period left them wondering.
That first day of pickup, everyone was doing it as far as the parents for the first time. So it probably took us, as far as parents, to learn how that would look and how it would flow a good couple weeks.
But like any good students, the teachers studied the system. They did a walkthrough, they applied patience, and they practiced.
We had in our mind prior to that first day of pickup what it could look like and what it should look like.
And with time, they reduced the time it takes for pickup to approximately 10 minutes.
Once we started, we were consistent all year.
So parents and teachers, here's your assignment and some study tips for making the grade. Rule number 1, parents should approach with a plan. There are 3 lanes and all are one way, moving in one direction. If your child is in kindergarten, 1st or 2nd grade, try to maneuver your vehicle to the inside lane if possible, even before you make it onto campus. This may alleviate the need to change lanes at the last minute.
I think it's more organized and they have more control over the kids.
Rule number 2, parents need to look for your child's waiting area, which is designated by grade and marked by signs. You'll find the waiting areas for younger children are first in the series of stops. Waiting areas for older children are located closer to the campus exits.
If you have kids in 5th grade, you get to go all the way down instead of waiting all the way in the back.
Rule number 3, parents need to park in the 2 inside lanes. Leave the 3rd outside lane open for passing and exiting. Once you park, pull up as close as you can while maintaining a safe distance between you and the car in front of you.
Like, we have some kindergarten parents that will stop at the kindergarten sign, and it leaves like a car and a half length in front of them because they don't think they'll pick up beyond that. So making sure to fill in those gaps so less traffic is actually in the street.
Rule number 4, parents, once you park, stay there and wait for a teacher or an adult to bring your child to the vehicle. Teachers, remind children to wait and walk with an adult. No running, and remind them they need an escort.
Stress to the kids how important it is to wait for a teacher or a principal to walk them to the car, not just to jet out on their own. And that was our main thing. Let us walk you to the car and just let us open the door, and then you get in the car, and that made us all feel a lot safer. And it works great.
Rule number 5, don't loiter. Teachers, this rule is for you, but parents, you should pay attention too. Get children into the car as quickly yet safely as possible.
I know that teachers always have something that they need to tell the parents, but when they sit there and they have long conversations with the parents, it does back up the traffic.
Rule number 6, turn, stop, and look before returning to the waiting area. Teachers, this rule is for your safety. Don't forget to look before you walk.
So when we go into that middle lane and we're helping students into a car in the middle lane, we're opening up the door, we've ushered them into the car. Before a teacher turns around to head back to the sidewalk, it's always you turn, stop, check the first lane of traffic, and then proceed.
Rule number 7, drive slow and use your blinkers. Parents, once you have your child, continue to practice patience and don't get in a hurry.
You do have 3 lanes, and we wanted to make sure that parents understood we didn't want to walk their children across 3 lanes of traffic. So trying to get the parents to be patient and pull over to the 1st or 2nd lane so that way we could walk their children out then. So the traffic was a little hectic, making sure they weren't sitting out on the street too long, waiting to pull up, and making sure they weren't zooming through that 3rd lane and diving, ducking in and out of traffic. So once we kind of got them to be a little patient, then it was okay getting the kids into their car.
Finally, rule number 8, use the third far outside lane for leaving campus. It may look complicated, but it's a system that's proven and gets high marks from teachers and parents.
Cooperation is the key. It always is the key, isn't it? Set a good example for the children.